Knicks family, welcome back to the Garden Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my boy, Regular Joe, and we're here after a game two loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a series now. This is a series now, for sure. This is definitely a series. We lose to them 107-90, and I don't even think that score is indicative of what we really went through that game. I think it was like a 29-point game at one point. Not a very pretty game. They fought back. They fought back tough. They came and just like Garland said, they punched back. So and it actually, to be honest, I was looking at the numbers. It was really just the second quarter. After the second, if you really cut out the second quarter, it was literally a tie game to every point. If you literally erase the second quarter, in which they scored double the points we scored in that quarter. I think it was 34-17.
34-17.
34-17. If you take away the second quarter, you add up all the other numbers, you get zero. Everything even.
Yeah, because we lost by 17.
We literally lost by 17. That was literally the only, and to be honest, we won the second half. So I think this team did a very good job at coming in, punching us back, and saying, listen, this is exactly what y'all supposed to get the first game. And that's cool. That's fine. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all because we played shitty, but
Yeah, hold on. I just gotta say, yeah, I'm loving your positive spin right now.
positive spin? It's not positive. That's not positive.
Just saying, every other we only lost the second quarter. Besides that,
I'm saying, because literally, if you watch the game in the second half and you only watch the second half, you would really be confused as to why we lost that game. If you literally just watch the second half, the first half was so ugly because we got punched in the face. We didn't know how to respond. Number one. Number two, we start yelling at the refs. And once you do that, it's over. Once you start arguing with the refs, it's over. It's game over. Now, all the other team has to do is outplay you because now you're going against the refs and the other team. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what you want to do, and that's exactly what we reverted to right away. We actually came out and played well in the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? I really think the turning point in that game, was Isaac Okoro picking up that second foul.
Yes, 100%.
The moment
best thing that happened to Cleveland.
The best thing that happened to Cleveland was Isaac Okoro, and he is probably shitting himself right now that he did that he picked up those fouls, because now he's like, I might not get that spot back.
I wouldn't give it to him. I wouldn't give it back to him. If I'm JB, I'm rocking with Karras and Jetty.
You rocking with Karras. You have to, because to be honest with you, this game looked a lot like last game until Isaac Okoro came out that game.
Yo,
it was crazy.
My wings, if I'm JB, my wings for game 3 is Jetty, Danny Green, and Karis LeVert. Like, you're not even gonna
Danny
see
Green
Okoro.
is probably the last one that I'm bringing out. Because
he's the last guy in the depth chart, but
he's the filler. Yeah, he's the filler.
Yeah, if he's gonna play whatever JB wanna, if JB wanna play in 6-7 minutes, like, those are my 3 guys. Like, I'm not touching Okoro.
Yeah,
I know that they value Okoro's defense on Brunson, but I mean, we've seen tonight, like, they could live without it. Like, Karras did a decent job. Their defense. The problem that the Knicks had tonight was they allowed their defense, the Cavs defense, to be way too structured. Right? They didn't push the pace. They didn't get enough stops, like, as the game went on, to really push the pace. And when they did get stops, like, you got to credit Cleveland. Cleveland, their transition defense was good. Like, there was a few times, but I thought the Knicks had a break and Cleveland got back pretty quickly.
Cleveland played an excellent basketball game today.
They played almost perfect basketball game.
They played perfect basketball, and that's why they won the game. Now, how often are you going to play perfect basketball?
Can I just say that I hope you're right.
No,
Because
I know what you're saying.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm saying that I think also not just they played great basketball, we actually did not respond well today. Like that was literally something that they have to own up. Julius Randle wasn't playing any defense at all.
He wasn't at all,
He
bro.
played zero defense today.
Like the same energy like that he had in game 1 defensively. Like he was like the complete opposite of that.
Complete 180. Complete 180.
And that just can't happen in a playoff game, bro.
Can't happen. It cannot happen. JB was the only one picking these guys up. Terrible first half from Grimes, IQ, RJ again. RJ stepped it up in the second half, like making some good shots. He still ended up like 4 for 13 or something like that. He was actually the second highest plus minus on the team, but he still has to make more shots. Like he did a step back over Karras at one point, and I'm like, this is not the time to be trying out new shit, RJ.
Nah, he wasn't the second highest plus minus.
He wasn't?
Nah, he was a -10, fam.
Who are we talking about?
You talking about RJ, right?
RJ
was a -2.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the wrong column.
Okay, cool.
Just you're right. He was the second highest. It was him and then McBride, but I don't even count McBride.
But I don't count McBride.
He played 3 minutes.
Right, exactly. So technically, RJ had the highest plus minus tonight, but it's in a loss. Doesn't mean shit.
It didn't mean anything at all.
Didn't mean anything. 4-13. Julius has to play a better all-around game. He was not focused on either end tonight. Let's just look at some numbers. I don't want to actually first let's talk to the chat before we get into this ugly ass game. Salute.
Yeah, because I got a lot of concerns, man, that I need to express because that wasn't good, yo.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Salute, Knicks. Knicks are nice. Trust me, man. I'm with you here. I definitely agree with you on this sentiment right there. He says we did our job back home on Friday. Yes.
We did do our job, 100%.
Cuzzo, shout out to 1/4 of the Gutter Mix podcast. Cuzzo's not feeling well today, so he didn't want to be on. I'm just kidding. He couldn't be on. He's not feeling well.
Why you gotta say it like that?
You see how the spinning on him? He can't even defend himself right now. I'm just messing with you, cuz. But anyway, tell all the hype fans to put the brooms away. Yeah, I said for sure.
I put my broom away. At halftime.
Yeah, I mean that's my broom went away about halftime too. Because I was just saying, I said if we win this game, Mr. Sweet. That's just my opinion. But I think honestly, I like how this game ended because the second half showed me that the Knicks weren't just going to let them continue to beat up on them. And they started to figure some things out. They started to get in the rhythm. And I think these are some things that they did towards the end of the game that they can take into next game. But
so do you think though?
What?
You think they got into a rhythm, or do you think that the Cavs just kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit? That's what I'm concerned about, right? Like, which one was it? You know what I mean?
I guess we'll see next game.
Like that game,
could be
bro.
Either or. It could be either or. Like I don't know which team is which team. We've seen two different teams on both sides from first game to second game. So I don't know which team is which team.
That game gave me 2021 Knicks Hawks vibes, bro.
Mm-hmm. It did.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is why I'm concerned moving forward. And this is why I said Cavs in 6.
Mm-hmm.
So the Knicks, we've seen games where the Knicks couldn't shoot, right? Like they missed shots. I even said when we were talking about biggest concerns, right, on the playoff preview show with Just Blaze. I even said that like my biggest concern with the Knicks is like, you know, how they could go ice cold, right, with their shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight though, this wasn't just ice cold shooting though. This was like they couldn't find a shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they couldn't get open shots. And I can't remember a time where I watched the Knicks offense this year and they couldn't generate like quality offense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they really just, for pretty much the entire game, like didn't really generate quality offense to me. Like a lot of it was just a grind, bro. And I don't know, that shit made me nervous, bro. I just did not like what I seen tonight, man. And I am very concerned about game 3, if I'm being honest with you guys. I know everybody's saying that we're going home, and I'm concerned. What I seen tonight was jarring.
I saw a
to say
game.
the least.
I saw a game of runs. I saw a game that the Cavs played amazing at home in the playoffs. This is what happens. Honestly, all I wanted us to do was at least still win at home, because you expect them to play like this at home in the playoffs. This is not like a regular season game. Not that I'm not concerned, but I do think a lot of factors played into the way the game played out today, especially when you consider, like I said, us losing by 17, and literally in the second half we win by 3 points. And I'm only mentioning that because, yeah, we can say that they could have let off the gas, but the Knicks literally brought it down to what, 14 at one point, 16, 14?
At one point, yeah.
And that was in the second half. So I do think that there is something to what they figured out, how they were playing. There was just a hump that they could not get over, because it's just, you can't really go on a run when you have a team playing like that. Now, if you look at the fouls if you look at the amount of fouls called towards the end of the game, it looks very even. But it wasn't about the number of fouls that were called to me, because I didn't care about how many fouls that were called. It was the types of fouls that were called for us and for them. There was plays where Jalen's literally getting knocked around going to the basket. They're not calling it. A lot of these guys getting a lot of physicality, and then on the other end, you give them a bump in the post, and then they're at the foul line. So I do see that, but at the end of the day, they came out with the energy you were supposed to play with if you want to win, and that's it.
Absolutely.
Like that is just how you're supposed to do it. I think we came in feeling good because of how we won in Cleveland that first time. And it was just like, we barely played well, and we did our thing. We good. We don't got nothing to worry about. And it's 0-0 now. You know what I mean? Wake up, get right back to it. This is the playoffs, and these kind of things happen. It'll be a long series. My prediction is still standing strong so far. 6-2. I mean, Knicks in 6-2. Knicks in 6, which would be us winning 4, them only winning 2. So I do think they can win, but if the Cavs play like this every game and make every shot every game, of course they'll win. You know,
that's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned, like, did they figure something out? Like,
I think
the Hawks coming into that series 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think about an interview that Capella had leading up to it, and he kind of had like a little smirk on his face. And he was like, yeah, we know exactly how we're going to stop them. And
I don't think they know how to beat us, though. I just think they got more aggressive, and it worked out for them. Like, they didn't have a game plan that just killed us. They just made shots, and we didn't make shots. It wasn't like a structural thing.
I push back on that, bro. I don't think that we just missed shots. Like, we literally couldn't get shots.
Okay, but this is my thing. Do you think they expected to play Caris LeVert that whole game? Do you think they expected Okoro to not be in foul trouble? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is a reactionary thing in a game, and they ran with it.
But I feel like JB eventually, at some point in the game, because coaches see how the game is going, his hand was forced. But I feel like JB eventually would have went away from Okoro. You know what I mean? Just like he did the other night. He went with Jetty.
Yeah.
So I feel like he eventually would have went away from him, because think about it. He never went back to him.
Facts.
Like, it's not like he went back to him like, I'm going to try this again. Like, the guy got 2 fouls in the first quarter, and he never seen the court again. So if he shot 0 for 6 in the first quarter and Caris came in and hit shots, I don't think we would have seen Okoro again anyway. Facts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I understand your concern. I definitely understand your concern. But
I'm highly concerned.
I see so many things that went into their favor today. That I just don't actually think that this is a game that we really have to be worried about. Actually, Azulo actually posted something. Usually those games where the team that is home that is supposed to win that series, when they lose in the first round and if they lose the first game.
Mm-hmm.
They usually come back and they punch really hard, and then it's kind of like, oh, it evens the series out. But
oh yeah, they were desperate tonight.
Yeah, that was
100%.
that like I said, that wasn't a game plan. I think that was sheer desperate. We have to win this game. I think that had a lot to do with it. And I mentioned that because Azulo mentioned that the same thing happened to us when we went in game 2.
To game 2. Yeah, against Atlanta.
No, I'm talking about the Pacers in 2013.
Oh, but the same thing in game 2 as well, though. In 2021.
Yeah,
we went
thing.
in one game 2.
Yeah, we went in game 2, and we actually,
but not like that though.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about, we won like that. It was
in the Pacers in that Pacers series.
Yeah, that Pacers series. It came game 2, we came back, and I think we won by like 26 points, okay. 20 something points, because it's like, nah, we're not losing at home like that again. So hopefully the energy matches, because like I said, I'm looking at that game and I'm looking at the numbers per quarter, and that says a lot to me, bro.
You talking me you talking me off the ledge a little bit.
I'm listen. I'm just saying that.
And you want to know something?
Basketball's a game of runs, man. This is how it goes. And
you want to know something
as
too,
my
Cap?
man, as my man right here who tells me all the time. I see what he's trying to do. But anyway, basketball's a game of runs, Taj. You taught me well. Go ahead. What were you saying, Joe?
Nah, I was just gonna say, like, I've been like number one ambassador. Even though I didn't pick them to win this series, I have been like the number one ambassador for this team all year.
Facts.
Saying that, these guys are really good and they're resilient and all of that. So I shouldn't stop believing that now.
Mm-hmm. I do think they do. On paper, they are the better team. They always have.
Oh, absolutely.
All year, they've been the better team.
Like man for man. Well, probably not man for man, but advanced stats say that they're advanced stats actually say that they should be better than what they were this season.
Right.
Like exactly. This is probably one of the best 4 seeds that we've seen in some years. Mm-hmm. Like they're that good.
Exactly.
It would be the Knicks that would run into a 4 seed like this, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I also don't think this is like your normal Knicks team, because these guys are built a little bit differently mentally. But at the end of the day, if guys like RJ, Grimes, Quickly don't step up when they need to, like not at the end of the game, Quickly went 4 for 8, and it looks like he shot 50% from the field. He looked good. It's not what he looked like in the whole game. I mean, he didn't really hit a lot of those shots until the fourth quarter, if we're really being honest. So RJ got to be better. We need more from RJ. We can't have you out there at the 3-point line with them not respecting you, because that affects how they play defense on us. You know what I mean? And then if we go to Grimes, because RJ's not making a 3, and then Grimes isn't making his 3, how are we going to win a game? You know what I mean? And then we go to Quickly. Quickly's not making his 3. We're not stretching. We're not spreading the floor. We're allowing them to stay tall with 2 guys. If we're not making our shots, if we're not making shots, you can have 2 guys in the game all game long and we won't get shit. If we're not making shots, this is exactly what it's going to look like. So in order for us to win, those guys have to step up.
So one thing that the Knicks did in the first game was, because what the Cavs do is, and it's the reason why they force so many turnovers, they overplay like a lot. Like their guards and their wings overplay everything, because they're not really overly concerned about getting beat backdoor, because they got 2 7-footers back there.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knicks were able to make them pay a little bit, like when they overplayed in the last game. Right. The Knicks got to figure out a way to make these guys pay for overplaying like that. I mean, they caused so many turnovers tonight just from like jumping passing lanes and like being super aggressive on dribble handoffs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't allow these guys to just I don't know. You got to beat them backdoor somehow and make some things happen. And catch the goddamn ball.
Yeah, Isaac Okoro played 2 minutes and 45 seconds tonight. That was the turning point of the game. The moment he stepped off the floor, as Ivan said, Okoro's the weakest link, and once he stepped off the court, the Cavs gained momentum. But that was because Karis LeVert was making shots. It wasn't just because they just went on a run.
Can we touch on that a little bit?
Karis LeVert definitely. I've always been a fan of Karis LeVert. I'll say that. I've always liked his game from when he was like a very, very young guy. He's a wing. He's got a long arm, wingspan. He can actually shoot the ball. He can handle. He can play defense. So that is a guy that you want on your team if he can play this way all the time. And that's the problem. He doesn't play this way all the time, which is why he is coming off the bench. The problem
I don't think he's coming off the bench anymore, bro.
Right. The problem is we typically struggle with guys like that for some reason. With guys
I know why.
No, I'm just talking about the Knicks franchise, like for years.
For years. I thought he's talking about like just specifically like this team.
No, like
But I know why this team struggled with him tonight, though.
Why is that?
The Knicks. So I know that the Knicks game plan is to hide Brunson on whoever the wing is, right? I think that works with Okoro big time.
It works.
I think to a lesser degree it works with Chetty. I think Chetty gives you a little bit more, like as far as like off the dribble and stuff than Okoro. But Karis is too good, bro.
Yeah, he's very good. He's a very good wing.
My concern is like, I know it's not what Tibbs wants to do, but I just feel like, are we better off just saying, Brunson, you got to do your best on Garland, bro?
Yeah, that's because you can't hide him. If
you can't hide him on Karis, bro.
Yeah, if Karis is gonna go off and score, just put Brunson on.
Series is over.
Yeah, series is over. So you got to put guys like RJ and Grimes on him and all the other wings. You can't hide Brunson on Karis LeVert. He's not Isaac Okoro. It's not gonna work. So I think that is part of the reason why him coming in today, it just made it so hard for us. We couldn't stop them from scoring. They made damn near every shot because we were scrambling all game long. Not only could Brunson not guard Karis LeVert, Julius Randle wasn't playing defense. He wasn't stepping.
He wasn't playing defense at all, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't stepping up on his assignments. He wasn't helping guys. There was a play where he literally let Evan Mobley take a dribble and drive into a dunk. It wasn't
exactly. It was on the baseline.
It was on the baseline. It wasn't even like Mobley was already in motion up to dunk it. He literally had to dribble towards where Julius was and then go up with the dunk. And Julius just stood there.
I think, Julius didn't want no part of that, bro. Because I feel like Julius was there, but he was like a little late. You know what I mean? And I felt like Julius knew that if he tried to get there, he'd have got put on the poster, bro.
See, but nah, this is the thing. This is the playoffs. And you see what they did to him. You see how the game ended and how Jared Allen fouled him on that wide open layup. This is the playoffs. Like, this is not about any of that. I don't want to be on the poster. You hit
that wasn't an accident either, by the way.
That wasn't an accident. That was not an accident.
That was no, I don't think they tried to take him out. I don't think Jared Allen is that type of player. It was one of those plays where exactly, bro.
And I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think that was the right message to send, because that's part of the reason why I don't think they're gonna win the next game. It's specifically that last part right there. That was y'all already were up. We already were taking a beating. We already were trying to figure out what the hell we had to do. But then after that, it kind of like there was another play too where Josh Hart almost picked up he picked up the technical. And they just had the huddle. And ever since then, they kind of were just like way more poised and they were relaxed and they weren't.
They were a lot better after that.
Yeah, but
like they didn't end that because that was like with 2:40 something I think to go in the half. They didn't end the half well, but I thought they came out better in the second half, like you said.
Right.
But the hole was already just huge.
The hole was already dug.
And then the second half, they didn't start out like the first couple of possessions weren't great. So it was a 20-point lead at half, and I think that Cleveland immediately scored the first 5 points.
Right.
And then that's when you seen the Knicks start to do some things.
Right.
Force some turnovers and stuff.
Right. Yeah. See, and that's my thing. They saw that there was still a way for them to play better basketball. And I think in the Atlanta series, we never ended the game with like, oh, okay, we know what to do next game. Every game it was like, all right, they figured out something else that we can't do. What the fuck do we do?
I mean, there was a lot that team couldn't do on offense.
It was a lot that team could not do, especially after we won the second game. We came back, we figured it out. No, the fuck you didn't. That was it. That was the only.
Yeah,
that was all.
When they won that second game, though, I think Atlanta was just like,
all right, go ahead.
Like y'all got that. I don't think it was like because Atlanta didn't change anything.
No.
After that game, like they came out and did the same exact. They executed the same game plan every single game for 5 games,
right?
And they were going to either win or lose with it, because it was working.
Right. Exactly. Anyway, let's just get to some numbers and get out of here. I don't want to talk about the loss too long because, I mean, you guys watched it with us.
Yeah. The last show, it was a celebratory drink. This is I don't even know what to call it. This is a wallow in my sorrow drink right here.
So
not a happy guy.
Just looking at these numbers, point out. I'll hit the chat a little bit. Jose says, hopefully IQ shows up at home on Friday. 3 days rest. Josh and Randall will need it for sure. Randall needs the rest. I mean, Josh definitely needs the rest. He on that ankle. But IQ just needs to. I think he needs to get somewhere where he's comfortable, and I think he'll be fine. Xavier Marshall says, "He says RJ was he said RJ was putrid. Man, all these guys are putrid, man. Everybody was putrid today.
Yeah, nobody was really good today.
Nobody was good today.
And the Knicks shot 36%.
I'm gonna say something that a lot of people won't agree with. RJ Barrett is one of the only people to show up and play today, regardless of how he shot. He was the only one that just didn't give up.
Yeah, he definitely came out in the second half, but like purpose.
Yeah, like,
how good that purpose was. That's something else,
right?
But he definitely like came out and was like, he didn't quit.
Right, but that's my thing. If everyone can give that kind of effort, I think we win this game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's about how bad you shoot every game, because we saw how last game was and we didn't really shoot that great and still won. Yeah. I think today we had like 14 turnovers in the first half. That's just, I think we had 16 or 18 the last game altogether. Like that can't happen. That can't happen. RJ Barrett 4 for 13. 4 of 13 from the field, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, no turnovers, 14 points. Julius, 8 of 20, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 6 turnovers. I can't.
So for what it's worth, the Knicks only turned it over once in the second half.
Right.
Silver lining.
Silver lining. Super silver lining. But this is what I'm saying. They figured out what they did wrong in the first half.
And remember, I said I seen a number that shocked me.
What was the number?
Jose already said it in the chat. Josh Hart minus 29.
Minus 29. Yeah.
When would you ever think that you would see that next to his name, bro?
Bro,
and I don't think it was all his fault. I think the Knicks just played bad and he was just part of it.
Yeah.
But it's still like a jarring number to see next to Josh Hart's name.
Because his stats will not tell you why he was negative 29.
Well, if you watch the game, you would know that he was just out there with a bunch of guys not getting it done.
Not getting it done. I mean, a lot of those units, he was out there with guys getting smoked. And it was not like it's his fault, but he was out there with both units most of the time. So, I mean, like, these guys are not going to play this bad every game. Now, I don't know about RJ. I don't know about Grimes. I don't know about Quickly. But guys that you can depend on, like Jalen Brunson going 5 for 17, 1 of 8 from 3. I don't necessarily think that's Jalen Brunson. I don't think Josh Hart being negative 29 on a plus minus out of the Mr. Intangible being negative 29 on a plus minus. I don't think that's
wild, bro. That's a wild stat.
It's crazy.
When we were backstage, I seen that. I was like, what?
Like, get the hell out.
Eyes almost popped out of my head.
Crazy. It's just craziness. But just a terrible shooting game. They give it. I said it on Twitter. Give credit to the Cavs, man. Like, these guys came in there and they played great defense. They did.
I just want to say, like, the Cavs were terrific tonight.
Like, they played perfect basketball. Literally,
they were the team that I thought that they were when I said Cavs in 6 tonight. That team is scary. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You know, Dre is like, well, why were they the 4th seed? I don't care about none of that, yo. That team finished top 10 in offense and defense. The only team in the NBA that finished top 10 in offense and defense. Number one, numero uno in defense, yo. Right. They just held the Knicks to 90 points today. I don't think I've seen a game this year where the Knicks just, like I said, it wasn't that they didn't make shots. Like, they didn't create shots. Like, they didn't create open shots. Like, even like a couple of shots that Grimes took tonight, like, there was somebody there.
I mean, he literally took a couple shots. He took 2 shots all night.
Yeah, and on both shots, he was contested, like, pretty heavily. Like, they were perfect, bro. Like you said, they really were.
They played perfect basketball. Their energy was on point. My concern with them is keeping that up on a nightly basis. We already saw how many minutes they played the first night. Looking back at their minutes tonight, Evan Mobley 39 minutes, Donovan Mitchell 39 minutes, Darius Garland 37 minutes. Jared Allen 35. So
LeVert,
I mean,
40.
LeVert 40. Like, this is what I'm saying. They have to play that because they understand that our team is a lot deeper than theirs. They have to play their main guys a lot.
But that doesn't really work in our favor with all these days off, though.
No, it doesn't work in our favor. I mean, that's why the playoffs are made like that. It's so that it kind of gives you that chance to, you know what I mean, calm down and get your body back into it. But my thing is that in any given game, it's not about from game to game. My thing is that the only way you can play these guys this many minutes and win is if you're making all of the shots that they made tonight, which you can't necessarily count on all the time. You can't, first of all, you can't count on Donovan Mitchell only taking 11 shots. That's the reason why they won tonight.
But that was the key to the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why they won tonight.
Yeah, hats off to him, bro. Like,
13 assists, 17 points. Like,
you could tell somebody said something to him.
Somebody said something, but it was also what everyone's been saying all along about Donovan Mitchell and any guy who's just
he can shoot you out of a game.
He can shoot you out of a game. That's exactly what I said last game. I said I want Donovan Mitchell scoring 40. Stop everybody else. And I think the Knicks kind of were looking for them to come out and play the same game. But no, they went to Darius Garland, and Darius Garland cooked it up. Okay, time to go change up the game plan. If there's one thing I know that Tibbs can do is make adjustments from game to game. He even made an adjustment at halftime, but it's just hard to see because of how the game ended up.
Yeah, you think? No, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead. I don't want you.
I was gonna say, do you think Knicks fans? Well, they know now. But do you think, like, before tonight that they actually knew how good Darius Garland was? I feel like they didn't, bro.
Nah,
like some of the
man. This guy. He's been on
some of the
all-star teams.
disrespect, bro.
He's been on 2 all-star teams.
Yeah, some of the disrespect though is just like, do y'all know who he is for real?
Nah, they're bugging. They're bugging. But this is my thing about Darius Garland. He's one of those guys that is sneaky good. He'll sneak up on you and he'll have like 20 points with like 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? How do you defend a guy like that? You know what I mean? Especially my thing is that you don't ever let guys like that get hot. You stay on top of them. I think there was a lot of plays this game.
Oh, they lost him.
Where
you
he
can't
ended
lose
up
him, bro.
wide open. You don't let that guy get wide open. You
the
can't
Knicks,
let that guy get wide open.
The Knicks defensively tonight, like they got way out of their structure.
Terrible.
So
night and day from last game.
Yeah, in the last game, like it was obvious what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole idea was to funnel the ball to whoever the small forward was.
Right.
And the Knicks did a great job at that. And they did a great job at not leaving the guys who, they're not supposed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe 1 or 2 plays where they lost Garland. There was one I remember very, very specifically because I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Where Karis LeVert drove into the paint, and I don't know why. I guess Julius thought he was being slick. He tried to like come from the weak side and like I guess surprise LeVert with a double, and then LeVert kicked to the corner, and Garland was just standing there
wide open
without a nick within 10 feet of him, and he splashed a 3. That was like the one time where they like blatantly lost him in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like tonight, there was way too many instances where it was just like, yo, you cannot leave this guy, yo.
Facts. I think it's more important sometimes to allow certain baskets to happen just so certain guys don't get hot. I think if Darius Garland does not go off that second quarter mainly, I think it's a different game. Because then you got to funnel it through Donovan Mitchell again, and we know what that looks like. Because he's really the only one you can go to for offense. I mean, Karis LeVert looked great tonight, but he would not be on your bench if you can go to him for offense every night. So
Ricky asked the question.
What's Ricky saying?
And I don't know what Dre talking about.
Who has to show up for game 3 to make this team wake up? Everybody. I mean, the whole team as a whole played like shit tonight.
Yeah, because they was all sleeping tonight.
Yeah, energy was off. No one, these guys, Jalen was throwing bounce passes, but bouncing off of Hartenstein's hands. Mitch is dropping passes. Guys just
quickly threw another pass into the metaverse.
The metaverse. Julius threw another pass into the crowd. Like these guys were not there tonight at all. These guys were not there. Everybody got to show up. Somebody got to show up. I'll say somebody. That's my answer to that question.
But Ricky, if you want like a legit answer, like if you want like a name, a person, I say quickly, man. Like this guy is so important to this team, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's so important, and when he's playing like the way he's playing now, it has a really adverse impact on this team, man. Like he's so important. Like all of the numbers that we've seen this young quickly, the reason why he's a finalist for 6 Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he wins it. Don't know if he will. Got a feeling they're gonna jerk him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out in 2 days. The on-off numbers don't lie. Like when he's on the court, he's impactful. And he hasn't been impactful at all in these last 2 games. They got by in game 1 without him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to come out in game 3 and play much better, man. So that's my choice.
Yeah, Quickly's got to play better. I mean, if you look at the matchup of points, I think Cleveland outscored us by like 4 points. Their bench outscored us by 4 points tonight, but Karis LeVert had 24 of their whatever bench points. I think how many do they have? Like counting it now. 24,
yeah, 24,
5, 29,
36.
32, 36. Yeah. So out of 36 points, he had 24. So we gotta adjust. That's literally the only thing we can do is adjust. We have to adjust, and it's defensively. Yeah, guys got to make shots, but defensively we looked shitty tonight. Like it was not even a great basketball game to watch. Like we did not enjoy it. Dre says, first of all, don't make my voice sound like that. I think there was something you said that Dre said, and you said it in a certain voice. So then he was like, don't make my voice sound like that. I forgot what you said. I do remember you said Dre said something, and then you said it in a voice. But then Dre must have caught it. I guess we don't expect Dre to usually be watching along with it. What's going on, Dre? Shout out to you, Dre. He got caught. He thought he was going to be able to say it and let it ride.
Salute, bruh. Salute.
But Ricky says, I agree. I need to see him having a great time like in the last few past games before in the playoffs. Who quickly. Yeah. I mean, man, like the league knows how to not let quickly get to that quickly at this point.
Do they though? Because they sure shit didn't look like it the last 3 months of the year.
I mean, but my thing is that none of those teams got to hone in on quickly for an entire series.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think he's capable of it. My problem with quickly, if I'm gonna be honest with you, it doesn't seem like he handles these moments well.
But isn't it surprising to you though?
Yeah, because he seems like the kind of guy.
He seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't be bothered at all.
Who would welcome it, if anything.
Who would
thrive in this environment, which I think he will eventually. I just think he got to snap out of it. I think he thinks the last 3 months of the season was, I wouldn't say it was an illusion. I think it was a good way for him to get comfortable and see who he was. But now he has to see how to adjust his game to how teams are going to defend him now. Because it's not like Quickly's just missing a bunch of wide open shots. Like there was a play tonight where Quickly just couldn't get the ball past the 3-point line. He just couldn't get it there. He could not do anything with it. Do you remember that play?
I know exactly what play you're talking about because the crowd was in a frenzy after that play.
He could not do anything.
He had Garland on him.
It was Garland and someone else because they were double teaming him. He
ended up throwing a pass to Julius, but I think Julius bobbled it because we bobbled like every pass tonight, and then I think the shot clock expired.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yep. I think the moment he's thinking too much, and we know that's Quickly's biggest Achilles heel is thinking. He's a reactionary, however the hell you say it. He's a player that reacts. He should not be the kind of guy who's thinking it through, because I just think he does well when he reacts. Overthinking it, he dribbles. He already has a problem with over dribbling. If we're being real, Quickly has a problem with over dribbling guys.
True, but the difference was this year when he over dribbled a little, he usually made something positive happen. Whereas in the past, he literally would just dribble.
Right. There was
and go nowhere.
Yeah, there was definitely some improvement, but this year there were still a lot of shot clocks that were ran out because he did dribble. He pounded the air out of the ball. And so that's something that you can't do in the playoffs. You got to react. You can't think about the play that you're going to do ahead of time. You got to see what the defense is going to allow you to do or is giving you, and just take it. And just
so basically what you're saying is you can't play basketball like Ricky.
You can't think about playing basketball while you're playing basketball. Ricky.
Shout out to you, Ricky.
Yo, Joe just coming at the whole panel, bro, while they're not here, man. Listen, I have no parts in that.
Hey, Ricky. Yeah, Ricky already said it like at least 3 times on this very show. So
yeah,
but a couple things though, man, that I'm looking at, because you talked about the Knicks defense. 49% from the field for Cleveland tonight. 42% from 3-point line for Cleveland tonight. Those numbers cannot happen in game 3.
Nah, they can't happen.
If those numbers are gonna happen in Game 3, the Knicks need to at least match it.
I'm telling you, man, it's effort. If they can just deliver the effort, just bring your backpack. That's it. Bring your backpack, your hard hat, and just be ready
Grab
for
my
whatever,
mouse.
man. Huh?
Nah, my mouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you gotta be there with your hard hat and your backpack and just be ready for the punches. Cause like I think it was I don't like going here because this is basketball. You gotta play ball. But in the first half, I will say in the first half, not the entire game, but in the first half, there were some very questionable calls. And
I think so?
Yes.
But I think that the refs were questionable on both ends. I don't think it was like a pro Cleveland whistle. I mean, the numbers don't even support that.
No, well, it's not about the numbers. Like I said earlier, it wasn't about the amount of calls we got. It was the types of calls that they got versus the types of calls that we got. Like there was so much contact. Like there was some plays where we got away with a lot of shit like that.
Yeah,
That
Mitchell
drive
Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson, yeah, for sure. That was terrible. But I can literally go through the first half. If we rewatch this game, I can point to plenty plays where if you're literally going to call that for them and you call that for us, there's a different outcome to this game. It's just the types of plays that they got, like the fouls that they were getting. There was a lot of bump fouls that they got that we just were not getting.
I do agree with that.
So, I mean,
I do agree with that.
Now the refs don't change just because you're going home. So I'm not going to expect that to happen. But
well,
I do think
it was a new crew tonight for Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, which is that's how it should be in the playoffs. That's how I would rather it. I just think that what you have to do is you got to play like the refs aren't there. That's it. Like the refs are not there. Don't worry about what the refs call. Don't worry about trying to get an and one. Score. Worry about if you're gonna drive, go to score. Don't worry about the foul call. Like because you're not
like even what you just said, right? Mm-hmm. Like about the bump fouls. Like normally Julius will get that call. You know what I'm talking about when he drives right, and he kind of leans into the defender, and we seen him get like a bunch of N1s off of that play.
Yeah,
like they didn't call that shit at all tonight. Like he tried it.
Jalen too. Every single time Jalen drove to the basket, he did that little bump. They was not calling shit every single time. There was times where he floated up and everything got knocked out the air, and they're not calling that now. So stop looking for the foul.
You gotta stop looking for it. Yeah.
Go score. Go if you're gonna go up in that paint. Don't go up looking for a foul. Don't look up to draw the foul. And that's the thing that scares me when you go all season learning how to. Oh, I don't know what happened to Joe. Anyway, going all season adjusting to the refs giving you all of these calls, especially on drives to the basket. I call it the James Harden effect because all year long, James Harden will get these calls. And as you can see, even now, you get them in the playoffs, and they don't call those calls anymore. So now you've adjusted your game the entire season to playing this way and getting calls this way. And then all of a sudden, you're not getting them anymore. So we can't play to the refs. Act like the refs aren't there. This is street ball. We at the park with it. You got to go up and just be ready for whatever you get, man. Because if you're sitting there looking for a foul call, you're not going to get it. Jose says Mitchell Robinson played really well today, but still not comfortable around the rim on offense. He needs a baby hook. He's scary sometimes with the ball in his hands. If he's not kicking it out. After the offensive rebound, he's been good in the past or recently, grabbing the ball and going back up. But now these guys are there every single time. Listen, Jared Allen was asked how were they able to grab so many rebounds? And he said Mitch Robinson, one of the best offensive rebounders, if not the best offensive rebounder in the game. So if you think he said that in an interview in a presser. You don't think they game plan for that already? So I think
You know
that's
how
kind of
many offensive rebounds did Mitch have tonight?
let me look. Let me
I
look.
already know the answer, but
Oh my God, it's not good.
yeah.
It's not good. I mean, he had one. I mean, Julius Randle had 4. Hartenstein had 5, but he had
Hartenstein had
one.
5. Yeah.
He had one.
I mean,
Last game,
we still won on the offensive glass because they only had 11.
right,
But we lost the overall rebounding matchup. Like
right.
let's be honest, bro. They
They
beat the
bust
shit
our
out of
ass.
us
They
tonight.
bust our ass tonight. They bust our, like I said, they played perfect
Like
basketball on both ends.
Jokers was bleeding.
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
like they didn't just. I respect it, and I'm gonna
They
tell you
punched
why.
back. Yo, I like it. They punched back.
They didn't just talk the talk. They walked the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they said that they were gonna do or that they had to do, they came out and they did it. Garland was one of the guys who really spoke up, and he came out and did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, credit to those guys, man. Like they're a good team. Like I've been saying, they
Yep.
scare me.
They punched back. That's one thing I can say. The team definitely punched back. And that's kind of what you want, man. Like in reality, if we're being honest, we would love to see a sweep, right? Every team in every series would love their home team to get the sweep. But what would we learn in that series to take to the next series? How are we gonna beat the better team now? Like we're gonna sweep
Yeah,
the first team and then
it pays
not
to be
learn that.
battle tested.
Yeah, like I want this. This is what I like about the playoffs. Like I don't care about you don't play no meaningful games in the play in the regular season, and that's who we've been. That's been our cap for so long. That's been our ceiling, but that's not our ceiling anymore. Now you got to adjust to it. This is what it is. You got to come with your hard hats. Like I said, I don't care about any of that shit that happened game 1. It's a new game, game 2.
Yep,
Same thing, game 3. It's
100%.
0-0 again. It's 0-0 again. So, I mean, long-winded way of saying great game. I love the fact that they came in and they punched us right in the mouth. They punched us right back. Hopefully that is a lesson. If we continue to win and say we win this series, let's say we win this series, God willing. These are the lessons that you want them to take into the next series. If we play the Bucks or Miami, you don't want them sweeping this team and not learning shit and then getting swept the next series. Nah, I don't want that.
Shout out to Evie Stings.
Where we at in the chat? Oh, shout out to Evie Sting. Shout out to hello, Mrs. Regular Joe. We're gonna call you Miss Regular Joe. That's clearly not your name, but you're Mrs. Regular Joe here. You're part of the family. So but yeah, man, I just want to see these guys learn, and I'm not gonna lie. Unlike the last time we were in the playoffs, we actually have the personnel to learn from game to game.
Definitely.
We got guys that will, oh, okay, that's how they playing. Okay, this is how they're gonna. This is how we're gonna adjust. We don't have guys that like last time we were in the playoffs where we got to figure it out game to game. We got guys that see the adjustments and they will make the adjustments. What were you gonna say?
You know what I wish, bro?
Oh boy.
I just wish that RJ Barrett just had a little bit more to his game, bro. Like it would go.
No, we
We
can't
have
do
to
it.
go here though, bro. We have to
But
because
we're gonna go here. We can go here every show, and it's
no,
gonna
but
be
I feel like we could go here specifically in this series though, because they're literally hiding one of their small guards on him. Like, bro, I just watched Karis LeVert abuse Brunson. And then I watch you with a 6'1" guy on you shoot 4 for 13, 2 for 12 the last game, a total of 6 for 25. Like, he's got to give us more, yo. Like, they're hiding a mismatch on you.
facts.
They're hiding the disrespect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The game against the Bulls. earlier in the season. I believe he had 44 in that game. Knicks still managed to blow that game in the end. I think Brunson missed some big free throws at the end of that game. RJ Barrett hit a big shot at the end of that game to give the Knicks the lead. And as he was going to the bench, the clip is circulated on MSG and all over Knicks universe. He goes back to the bench. And as he's walking back to the bench, he screams, you can read his lips. He screams, "I'm a bad motherfucker." Where is this bad motherfucker, bro? Like, where is he? You can't just let them hide Garland on you, hide Mitchell on you, and like let them get away with it, bro.
But listen, this is you're absolutely right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Hold on, he had a drive. He had a drive to his left hand tonight, right? Mm-hmm. Now you would think that, and it was like he got the step, and I thought this is a bucket, and there wasn't even really anybody there. He just threw out some bullshit, and I'm like, that. I don't want to curse. But it's just like that shot has no chance to go in. Like, I don't know, man. It's just sometimes watching him, man, I just get really pissed off, yo.
Understandable. I mean, don't think I'm happy with what I'm seeing offensively. I'm not going to argue with you there at all. What I will say, though, is that this is a team with a lot of interior defense. And if you got three guys that get a lot of their buckets in the interior, you're going to have three guys that are 4 for 13, 8 for 20, and 5 for 17. Like, even when you don't have great defenders in the paint, RJ shoots pretty bad at the rim. So, I mean, once again, credit to Cleveland. I'm not letting RJ get hot where he can get hot at the basket. No, hell no. The only way RJ will get hot in this series at the basket, the only way RJ is going to get hot in this series will be from three. There's no possible way for him to get hot at the basket unless Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are both hot that game and they don't know who the hell to defend. That's the only way RJ is going to be hot at the paint, because even if RJ was a great finisher at the rim, kind of like Julius is, kind of like Jalen Brunson is, he would not be able to finish around these guys. So,
I mean, they least points in the paint in the NBA, bro.
In the NBA.
But not just least points in the paint in the NBA. They also give up the least threes in the NBA. They're a scary defense, yo. We've seen it tonight.
Very scary defense. But this is kind of the problem that we are seeing. If this team, not just RJ, if this team isn't making threes, we will not win this series.
100%.
That is literally the underlying fact.
And we haven't made any so far this series.
We haven't made any. We've been shooting like shit from three the entire series. If we don't make threes, we can't attack that mismatch. If you want to get those two bigs off the floor, guess what? You got to make threes. You got to make threes, because then, all right, now we got to get somebody quicker to get out there. We can't have these two big guys. We can't have them outrunning us up and down the court now, because now we got two guys and they're making shots and they're running and everybody's just feeling the energy. That only happens when you're making shots. So,
bro, I'm glad you said that too, man. That's another thing. Like, what the fuck we know that the Knicks are bad in transition.
They look terrible today.
What was going on, bro? Like, Mobley is just ahead of everybody like 2 or 3 times tonight.
They know the Knicks get out. The unit that they had out there, they like to get out in the break. It was Obi quickly, Brunson.
But bro, it was against the Randall unit though. Like, Randall is just loafing back. Like, Mobley is busting it, bro. And you're just jogging.
I don't. We got to figure out a way to get Julius Randle to realize that it's win or fucking go home, bro.
There was one play where Mobley tried to bust it down the court, and RJ, seeing that Mobley was trying to bust it down the court, and they threw it ahead, and RJ picked off the pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like, where is that? And like, this guy can't keep just beating you down the court.
This is what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody said something to Julius. He just did not seem there today. There was
wasn't, bro.
It wasn't even defensively, like specifically. There was plays offensively where he just was uncharacteristic. Not passing the ball, bringing the ball up with Brunson right next. Just let Brunson run the play. Like, why bring it up and then have to force Brunson the ball because now they're going to deny him the ball? Give it to him in the back court. Why would you make it harder for Brunson to get the ball?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, why? Why do these
especially if you're running a set play that starts with him?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because now by the time Brunson gets the ball, there's 12 seconds left on the clock. Like, what can we do? This is why we couldn't get shots today. Because these guys were not like, there was a few times that Jalen Brunson came down the court and he took some shots that I probably would have took a better shot, but who else is making a shot right now? Nobody.
I think that's exactly what he was thinking too.
Yeah, like no one else is making a shot. So what I'm gonna sit here and wait for some? Nah, I'm gonna take these shots because at the end of the day, if we're gonna go out banging. We're not gonna go out just letting them do whatever. Like 5 for 17 tonight was him saying, I'm not going to let them just be the only ones trying to get us out of here, man. Like, I gotta step up.
He threw some nice passes tonight, too.
Yeah.
I thought he had a few really nice passes. The lob that he threw to Mitch.
That lob was one hand.
I don't even know. Yeah, I'm like, where'd that come from?
That one hand lob was crazy.
He had
it was off a post move type shit.
He had a kick to the corner. I'm trying to remember who it was to, where it was a beautiful pass, and he kicked to somebody in the corner. But I can't remember who it was. Might have been. I can't remember who it was because I feel like nobody. I feel like nobody hit a three tonight.
The only person that made a shot from three in that corner, I think, was.
It was Obi. It was Obi who made the three.
Obi.
He made a sick pass to Obi in the corner, and Obi hit a three.
Yo, quickly made 1-3. Hart hit 1-3. Obi hit 1-3. Brunson hit 1-3, and then Randall hit 3. We literally made 8 3-pointers tonight. We were 8. No, my bad. 7.
Giving them too much credit.
7-29 versus their 14-33. Like, you're gonna lose that matchup every time. If you're not making a three in this day and age, nah, it's over.
Yeah, especially when you let the other team shoot 42% or whatever it was.
Crazy.
It's gonna be a long night for you.
42-24, 42% to 24% from three, bro. Like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna cut it in any league, minor, major, college, high school.
Only way you overcome that. There's only one way you overcome that. One, you win the turnover battle. They didn't. It was tied.
Terrible.
Both teams had 18, which was shocking to me. Both teams had 18 turnovers. It didn't seem like it. And the Knicks actually had more points off turnovers. Didn't seem like it either.
This is why I am not concerned like that. The only way I'm concerned is if they play a perfect game, which is if you're going into any game, you should be concerned if the other team's going to play a perfect game.
That's true, because it does happen sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? But these guys literally, outside of that second quarter, they played some decent basketball. Like, they played decent basketball. Like I said, tie game outside of that second quarter. Every single quarter matters. And I think they just let it go in the second quarter, bro. And I think the energy was off. These guys started yelling at the refs, and they just couldn't rebound from that. Like, once that happens in an away arena, the game is over for you. Like, you just gotta wait till next game. And like I said, I do see how they played at the end. It wasn't just the Cavs letting their foot off the gas. There was things that the Knicks were finally doing that I knew that they could do. Like, it was effort, it was intensity, it was getting the second chance points, getting the offensive rebound every now and then. It was kind of like, okay, like what did it take for y'all to figure it out?
Yeah, I'm watching that Julius fall again, bro. Like, can we talk about that for a second?
Bro. That had me hot.
Can we talk about that for a second?
That had me hot, bro.
So you know that I've been the biggest tips guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh boy,
I won't even say I'm a big tips guy, but like I realize the value of having a coach like him. You know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, bro?
I don't know why are you in the game.
Like the guy is fresh off an ankle injury. Why is he in the game? Josh Hart is fresh off an ankle injury.
Why is
Why
he
is
in
he in
the
the
game?
game?
He doesn't learn his
Like
lesson. That's the shit that concerns me with this guy.
Barrett needs to be out there because, quite frankly, he's been stinking it up, and he needs to find something,
Figure
anything,
it out. Yeah, figure it
right?
out.
Quickly as well needed to be out there because quickly needed to find something. There is no reason, not one reason at all that I could think of, bro, why 30 is on the court, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He's just too important, man. If this guy goes down, the series is over, bro. It's a wrap.
Sorry.
Luckily for us, the fucking guy is made of steel.
Luckily, because that's the only reason
So
why.
so he just pops back up. You know what I mean? Because he's just built like
A train.
yeah, basically. Like, but there's no reason for him to be in there, man. Like, I was just so annoyed. And I don't know. And Jared Allen, I get it. Like
Come
Jared
on.
Allen's like, yo, we're not letting you get this bucket. You know what I mean? I don't blame him. But
But
it's just like he should have never been in that position though.
first of all,
It, it wasn't a
first of all,
dirty play. He's making a play on the ball.
it's
Like
not.
Jared Allen did everything right.
Well, not really, because he got it flagrant because he didn't do everything right. The problem with what he did was the first thing he did was put his hand on Julius Randle while he's in the air jumping off 1 foot. Automatically, like you're gonna get the foul there, and then like all of the extra body there. Don't think that was completely necessary.
Yo, man, it's the playoffs, bro. Like I said,
Right.
yo,
But
he's sending the message, yo.
now, exactly why I
I
showed
think
this
it
play.
I think it was received. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. But what I'm gonna say is that's the same reason why I was mad at Julius Randle earlier, because when Evan Mobley is going up, this is the type of
Yeah.
foul you give him. I don't care if he had to step on you. You push him out there, bro. You're gonna think about going up, because that was the problem last game. Mobley thought about going up all game long, and you said it yourself. He did not look good.
He didn't want no
He
part
didn't
of
want
it,
no
bro.
parts of it. So all you got to do is punch him a little bit. He felt empowered tonight. Evan Mobley came out there looking really, really good, because it's like, oh yeah, all right, this is how you want to play. My team got my back. Yeah, I'm gonna be aggressive with you. There was even some plays that he's bumping into Julius Randle and then picking up a foul off of that. And I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, but these plays right here, like, why is he in the game with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left, down 23?
I don't know, man.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. I will never understand it. And
Jose Garcia said, "Did Randall contest the 3 today?" I don't really
short answer, no.
But from my recollection, I don't think that he had to. A lot of the stuff that I was mad about him for not contesting was around the rim. Like he was just letting Mobley beat him down the court.
Well, I mean,
Like,
if we go back and look, which I don't want to do, because if I go back and look at all of the threes that the Cavs hit, guarantee you I can find a lot of plays of Julius Randle didn't get out to one of those guys, and I don't want to do that because I already. This is game 2 is behind us now. It's over. It's over with. Game 3. Game 3. Over. But I will go back and look. Just to torture myself. If you're still here in the chat, please do me a favor, hit that like button. Subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when we go live. And if you're listening in podcast form, just do us a favor, drop us a 5-star and a review on Apple Music and wherever else you would listen on your podcast platform. I'm done. I'm good. I have nothing else. I doubt the energy will be the same from them, given the energy that's going to be in the Garden. I think we will feed off of that. We play well in the Garden,
especially lately.
I think a lot of the Knicks fans watched. I think if we won this game, it would have been a different kind of. It'd be a lot more joyous in there. I think I like them coming in here with a little bit of.
Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
It's gonna be nasty in there. It's gonna be very, very disgusting in there, and I love that kind of basketball. I love.
But you know what's important though? I think it's well, I know it's important that the Knicks get off to they don't have to they don't have to get off to a great start, but I think they need to get off to a pretty good start and make sure that you keep that fan base engaged. You know what I mean? Because one thing about Knicks fans, as loud as Knicks fans could be,
they'll be loud.
Knicks fans could be just not just that, but they could also be just as quiet.
Oh, it'll get silent in there.
Yeah, because the nervous energy starts to set in. Because I mean, the history is what the history is, bro. Like, and I never forget. The Knicks weren't that good at that time, but I'll never forget my boy says he texted me one day. I don't remember what game it was. I don't remember if it was a playoff game or if it was a big game or what. But my boy was watching the game. He's not a Knicks fan, but he texted me, and the Knicks were losing. He's like, "Yo, what's wrong with Madison Square Garden?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, you can hear a pin drop in there. I'm like, unfortunately, Knicks fans are not the type of fans that cheer when the team is losing.
No. Nah.
Like if the team is down 15, like Knicks fans don't make much noise.
These motherfuckers got to go to work in the morning. They pissed off if you losing.
Yeah. If the Knicks are down 15 and suddenly it gets cut to 9, then they'll be on 10.
Yeah.
But you gotta show Knicks fans something for them to be excited. And I hope that they give them something to be excited about on Friday.
Yeah. Friday, we are at home. Game 3. It is 0-0, y'all. First of 3 games wins at this point. I'm saying. We gotta go in there and just be who we are. I think Cleveland feels like they figured us out, but I also don't think we've even scratched the surface of what we're capable of doing, like at all.
Just gotta make some shots.
Yeah. Jalen couldn't really hit a lot of shots tonight. You know what I mean? The guys were on him. They were on him. They were on him. Quickly couldn't hit a lot of shots. But like I said, they got to play that way every game for the rest of the series.
Begging. So Quickly is obviously important, and he needs to play better. But the one guy I'm begging, bro, because I feel like he could bust the game open.
Quentin Grimes.
Yes. Quentin Grimes could blow up a defense, bro.
Easily.
With his shooting, man. Like, if he gets hot, like, the Cavs defense will definitely be trying to figure out what the fuck. Because he gets hot and then you start closing out on him hard, you know what happens then.
And he starts driving to the basket.
Yeah, and he makes really good decisions when he drives to the basket. He finishes around the rim very well. Like, I swear, bro, if he shows up in this series, man, like
it's a different series.
It's way different.
Yeah, because not only do you get the offensive side, but you can keep him in there longer and benefit from his defense. So I think he's a very, very, very important piece to this team. He's a starter for a reason. I think all these guys got to hit shots, man. RJ, I got to see you better. Grimes, we need you. Quickly, we need you. But Julius, we need you here. We need you mentally. We don't just need the points. We're not going there. We're not going there, Joe. We're not going there today. We're not gonna go there. But Julius, we need you there mentally. The only one that was really there all the way tonight was Jalen, and he was being doubled because he was the only one that had it going.
Yeah.
So we can't leave Jalen on the island. Yeah, we can't leave Jalen on the island. We need Brunson. I mean, Randall and RJ Quickly, Grimes. We need these guys to step up. And that's it. I'm tired.
Me too.
I'm tired of talking about this game as well. So, Thank you guys for tuning into the God of Knicks podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my co-host, one of the many co-hosts of God of Knicks, my man, Regular Joe of TFE. Shout out to the Frozen Envelope group on Facebook. If you are a dope Knicks fan and you ain't about all that BS, come on through. We got a nice little healthy environment for you because there's a lot of unhealthy Knicks environments.
Facts.
In these Knicks groups out here.
I don't know how healthy it is tonight, though. I ain't looked yet.
But it ain't gonna be healthy in not one Knicks group tonight. Promise you that. I wouldn't. Matter of fact, don't join tonight. Join tomorrow. After we get over it, because you might try to join and they'll like deny you because they're in a bad mood.
I'm
joking. I'm saying they like I don't have the opportunity, the ability to approve it as well, but still, we definitely ain't gonna turn you away, man. It's a dope Knicks group. It's family over there. Shout out to you guys, Ivan, Harry, Dobbs, Kev, Gino, and Souvenir. All you guys. Hopefully, I didn't forget anybody. Eddie, all my guys. Appreciate y'all. But that's all I got for this game. I would love for us to have a different kind of energy next game, and I kind of feel like we are. I have a good feeling. I had a feeling we were going to lose tonight, and the fact that we lost kind of makes me feel like I know that I kind of predict a little bit well. I have a good feeling about this next game, and that's all I'll say.
I'm riding with you then.
I have a good feeling about this next game. I'm still rocking with 6-2. I would love to say Knicks in 5.
But if we lose, I'm on your helmet, bro.
I already know. Hey, listen, you know where to find me.
I'm blaming you, bro.
You know exactly where to find me, bro. Listen, if they lose next game, I'm concerned. But like I said, it still leaves my prediction to be possible at 6-2. So I'm 6-2. Knicks in 6. Why do I keep saying 6-2? Knicks in 6.
I know what you meant, bro.
You know what I meant. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning into Garbage Podcast. Until next time, y'all be good. Peace.